Hey Capricorn, this is Perrymore Tarot's weekly reading from December 23rd through the 29th, 2024. This is for Capricorn, right? Last shuffle for Capricorn. Well, Capricorn. It's here we have family, friends, and guides, and you have a consciousness of lack. Your past on loved ones are going to highlight your week. So this may be have to do with the fact that this is a traditional week, a holiday, and it may have to do a lot with the fact that you don't ascribe to the things that you were taught. When there's a consciousness of lack with this family, friends, and guides energy, this is about their influence and their current and past influence, and the influence on the future, the things that they may have exchanged with you, talked with you on, tried to solidify or instill in you, and the Emperor fell out. So, with especially with these sixes, Six of Pentacles, Six of Wands, with the Seven of Pentacles, with the consciousness of lack, you realize that you really can't keep these traditions. You really can't lead with what they've taught you. Okay, that's something that they've got here. Um, Not saying that they taught you anything terrible, but it creates more work than it's worth, is what this is saying. You may feel like if I invest any more time in these thought processes or these habits, I won't have a balance or peace. I'm seeing the Six of Pentacles, Six of Wands, Four of Pentacles, Page of Cups with family, friends, and guides. They may not have taught you enough. You may feel like they only told me so much. You know the vibe of parents who didn't really give you the birds and the bees talk. So then when it's like, you get, traditionally, let's just say traditionally, right? Because not everybody lives this way. But say your wedding night is your first, like your first time, you don't know what the heck to expect. You are just as flabbergasted, just as lost as you were when you were two. Like, you know what I mean? What does that do and how does it work? There's a vibe of them only giving you so much information to where it's like it was hard. It may be hard for you to run your household. It may be hard for you to conduct business. Not saying that you are not successful, because I'm seeing success here, but you may be saying, what was the secret behind their success? Because they were successful in ways they didn't even talk to me about. Might even be the vibe of like, maybe they didn't teach you how to, do certain chores around the house. Maybe you grow up and you're like, what do I do? How do I use this machine, this washing machine? You know, this is witchcraft. Yeah, I'm joking, but I'm serious, because I've actually met Capricorns like that, to be quite honest with you, where their parents did everything for them. This girl could not even make a sandwich. I thought she was kidding, but she really did not know the first part of doing certain things. I thought she was just doing that to get us to do stuff for her, to be honest with you. But then I noticed that she actually, if left to her own devices, she did things that didn't make sense. And I started to be like, you know what, even though I'm only like 5 years older than her, I will help out with this. I will be your person to help you through this. I'll guide you. But a consciousness of lack, though, tells me that you can't invest in peace and balance by following whatever they have given you or passed down to you. I'm seeing the angel number 101. Okay, and whenever that comes out, you might see this number, and if you see it, spirit saying start over. Happiness is linked to self-expression, growth, and experience. You can't lean on what you've been taught. You have to create your own experiences, gain your own wisdom and knowledge, and grow. You need to express yourself. What they liked and what they passed down was something based around them, which will not work for you. And I have to say that because they're showing that they've taught criticism, and that criticism or criticizing anyone will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept that what they've done, but also love and accept the people you're surrounded by. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. If you are in a committed relationship, which sometimes, most of the time, most of the time, Emperor is a married parent. If that's the case and that's your situation, or if you're in a relationship that may be leading to something serious, or even if you're just a friend or you are a business owner and you've got employees, criticism is not the way. It actually makes you sicker, because they're showing a short illness. So this could spiritually sicken you by doing this, because they're saying that you have created this atmosphere. So if you are ill right now, right? And I'm not saying it's your fault, because I really can't stand saying that to people. For one, half the time, the stuff that we are doing or have done is there's something that led to it. It's more than just, hey, that was a criminal. Then you have to dig deeper and see why this person did the things they did. There's motives and there's reasons for things, right? So I'm not throwing that out there, not saying this about you. I'm throwing out what the cards are showing here. And they're saying here that you created this, right? All you create offers you lessons in life. So these lessons are definitely going to be highlighted, especially if you see that 101. If you see that, that is the number of starting over. They're talking about intelligence, understanding the process of learning from failure. If you failed in any situation, say this is about a relationship, and say you've criticized this person into a point where it's like the relationship is sick now. The relationship may need to be reinvented. It's burned to the ground. It's like, kind of vibe. If that is the case, Spirit is saying, angels are asking you to compromise. I'm seeing a phoenix. So phoenix is about rising from the ashes. So they're saying there's still hope because you need to learn from your failures. So if you have, say that family has taught you one way, maybe love, all relationships or love is a transaction, and it's only a transaction if it's successful and you're able to preserve yourself and you're able to have a future. Maybe they rooted a lot of their energy and relationships on money and status and legacy. And so maybe that has caused you a lot of unhappiness because you have not been able to accept or fully love another person. If that's the case, they're saying that, for one, awaken your creativity. It's time for you to be your own individual. Learn from failure and realize that happiness is real, possible, and around. Understand its process and the pursuit of it. So the thing is, happiness comes from loving and accepting other people and loving and accepting yourself. But right, because you may be doing things that make you so unhappy that maybe they pass down to you. Once again, I keep saying that, but that's what they're showing. They want you to know that love is real, happiness is real. It's not something that you can only have and you can only experience if you have a certain amount in your bank account, or if you're working in a certain profession, or you have a certain career that's so prestigious, however you pronounce that, right? It's not about that. It's about pursuing your own growth. It's about expressing who you are inside and life experience, just experience, right? So I'm throwing that out there because they say joy is fluid. When 101 comes out, they're like, look, it's fluid. Um, the little things. It's in the little things and the big things, of course, right? Fails are fun. Start fresh, like start over. Okay, you messed up. So, oh, my bad. Oops. What I'm seeing is when someone fails in this situation, they are criticizing others. We wouldn't have failed if this didn't happen. Instead of being like, oops, so I mean, we messed up. Let's just start over. Let's just, okay, scrap that. Let's just, I don't know if you guys have seen those videos where people mess up and things like, there was a man he's a potter, and he had the pottery wheel. He had, I don't know, 10, 20 jugs on this wooden plank, and the plank fell over before he can get them in the kiln, and they all got smushed. He had to start over. Now that could have been a moment where he's like pissed, that we're upset, kicking things, arguing, fighting, arguing, yelling expletives, you know what I'm saying? In bad mood, he's tossing everything across. He just ruins everything further. But instead, what he did was pick them up and was like, okay, well, got to start over. And then he made them better the next time. You know what I mean? And he came up with a better system. And so that's important. Okay, so they're throwing that out there. I'm going to move forward. The key to understanding how you they're saying the Mercury retrograde is really bringing this up. I have to throw that out there. They're showing Mercury retrograde, and they're showing that the Mercury retrograde is ushered in for you, especially this particular one, that like this, the present one that's been coming in, right? There's another one coming. Is to teach you to compromise. It's to teach you to understand that if you're unhappy, you made it that way. If Because it's not that you're pursuing happiness, you're pursuing a goalpost that was passed down to you. So that's something that they want you to understand. You need to be saying to yourself whenever you start feeling, I won't say uncomfortable, when you start feeling mm, like you're needing to master life, you know, You need to say, I live in the paradise of my own creation. So then you have to start thinking about, what is paradise to you? What really is paradise to you? Not what paradise said, what the idea of it was passed down to you when you were a child. What is paradise to you? Right? And you move forward. They're saying whatever. Yeah, look, optimism in the face of failure. Tower and Page of Swords in the middle of the week. In the middle of the week, Spirit wants you to be more vigilant and more aware and observant about how you think and handle failure. How you, if something falls apart, say the middle of the week, they're showing that there might be accidents. A kid might spill milk, something else might happen. You know what I mean? Somebody might write on the wall. Who knows what's going to happen? They want you to pay very close attention to how you handle these things, the way you think. Are you optimistic that it's going to be okay? You know what I mean? This too shall pass. Um, Maybe, and then they're saying awaken your creativity. If someone writes on the wall, perhaps you're an artist, and perhaps you're like, well, you know what we could do? Actually, I saw that as well. Someone's child ripped open the side of their couch, right? They just went to town sewing a vine on the side of the couch. And it was so beautiful that I thought they bought it that way. I was like, who makes couches like this? And they showed the before picture. The before picture was a kid that tore the couch up on the side. Awaken your creativity. Optimism is the key to all of that. That means you choose happiness always. Oh wow, another opportunity to fix the wall. Perhaps they drew something on the wall, and maybe it looks crazy. Maybe you can complete it by making a freaking branch on the side and a beautiful flower. And then it's like people, wow, Capricorn, what a beautiful wall. You're like, if only you knew, my child got into permanent marker and I had to figure out how to mask it, and now I've got this beautiful mural on the wall. You got to change up. And the courage by the end of the week. Look at this courage. I love this. I'm sorry, I can't help it. Two of Wands and the King of Cups. The courage to dream. By the end of the week, your energy is going to be on, I love life. Like you're picking things you love. You're choosing paths that you love, naturally going towards it. What this means to me is that it's so easy for you to adopt this thought process. It's so easy because if it happens in a week, that means that it was easy. It was inside of you all along. That means your spirit's been crying out to choose happiness for a long time. I mean, screaming for it. You may not have even noticed because you've been so busy. I'm seeing a very busy Capricorn, someone who masters stuff, who's probably got degrees behind them, who's like, when they do something, they're the best at it. Everybody's choosing Capricorn to do things. So you're a busy person. I see that here. But I also see that by you choosing to change a few things, you end up a master at choosing and pursuing happiness, especially if you see the numbers 101 this week. That is always the sign for you that you're a phoenix rising out of any ash that you're in. If something's burned to the ground because you have been focused on material things or you've been focused on success or exchanges, like, I only want to be friends with people who do these things for me. I only want to be in a partnership with someone if they are providing me with this or that. They have to make me look good, right? We have to make money right now. Like, it doesn't mean that you let somebody be, you just deal with someone who's a lazy bum, but you're not putting pressure on that being the focal point of connections. If you start by loving and accepting, right, and realizing that you're creating the paradise that you want to live in, right? I live in the paradise of my own creation. Compromise. Not only will you see your health improve, because I'm seeing a short illness, which means you're by the end of the week you will improve health wise. You're going to feel so much better. Not only will you see that, but I see somebody who's so imaginative, and that's their first response. Instead of being overwhelmed, exhausted, upset, um, it's over. Look at the tower. It's done. I can't take, look at this. Off the rip, all you see is disaster. You don't see rebuilding. You see disaster off the rip. That's what you're coming in with. But when you're leaving this week, I see a way we can rebuild and it will be stronger and better than before. That's the mindset. I think this is a beautiful mindset. They want you to say those things to yourself, right? Remember that the angels are pushing you to compromise. That's what the Mercury retrograde is about. It's about reinvention, starting over, transformation. It's about creation, right? And I'm seeing so much energy of creation here. I'm seeing I'm seeing transformation, I'm seeing reinvention, starting over, happiness, and I love it for you. You could be dealing with an Aries, a Sagittarius, a Scorpio. Those are the main signs I see here. We also have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Cancer, or Pisces as well. So you could be dealing with, you could be a Capricorn Aquarius cusp dealing, or a Sagittarius Capricorn cusp as well, dealing with a Scorpio Sagittarius cusp, or a Libra Scorpio cusp, or Aquarius Pisces Aries cusps. If you're not dealing with those signs, which you don't have to be, those signs could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.